All right, already, I know. Rob, where have you been? Oh, I've been around. Been trying to avoid something I really hate and I see in the media, particularly the right-wing media, all the time. I'll tell you about that and tell you little things I like a lot, too. Welcome back to Rob's Feed today. This is episode number 130, and I'm Rob Schendel. Maybe you're a college student living in a dorm. Maybe you just live in a small studio apartment. What you need to do is get over to dormco.com/Rob. Once you're there, you'll find all kinds of items specifically designed for folks living in small spaces. That's dormco.com/Rob. First off, I'd like to briefly say something about the debt ceiling. No, I simply don't understand all that. Maybe you do, maybe you could help me out, but I do not get it. Why is it suddenly now that we have a black president, we're not going to go for the debt ceiling raise? We did 18 times under Ronald Reagan and everybody else, but we won't do it for this guy. Tell me why that is. So I've been really tired of hearing every time I tune into media about the debt ceiling. Now, as of right now, this is Monday, August 1st. I guess some sort of agreement has been made, but the president had to concede a whole lot to get it, just to keep the United States from going into default. And you know what that would have meant? That would have meant that the good faith and standing of the United States government in the toilet. And then along with that, every consumer bill, every loan, every mortgage, every stock holding that you might possibly hold, every pension fund, every IRA, they would have gone down that same flush. So I'm sick of it. I'm also sick of every time I turn around, on the good side this is, I hear about gay marriage, and now you know I'm this guy who really is for marriage equality. But all right, I'm pleased as punch about all the happy couples in New York State. I don't need to see their biographies. I don't need to see the wedding videos. I'm just very pleased that it's happened. But I don't want to see any more of it. Not there. Let's go on to it. Let's move on now. So aside from those two issues, there really hasn't been all that much that I've wanted to talk about. And that's where the problem comes, I think. You know, when you have 24-hour news channels, there's just not something to talk about, something new and fresh to talk about for 24 hours. So this is what the right wing does. They take a topic and they make an issue out of it. Not a real important issue, nothing. Like the last thing, the incandescent light bulb. Fox News has been going on and on and on this big campaign crusade because, well, in a couple of years, the incandescent light bulb will no longer exist. And all the jobs that are going to be destroyed, all this, it's progress. It was voted on years ago that they're being phased out. They'll be replaced by the twirly little fluorescent ones. But now they're suddenly making an issue of it. I'm sure had there been other things that they found appealing, they'd been talking about that and nobody would have brought up a light bulb at all. Well, that's the thing that can happen. And I've seen myself start to do that as well. Take some little insignificant thing and make it build up into a big issue. And I don't want to do that. Now for some good news. You know that group, the Americans for Truth About Homosexuality? Well, you know, it's led by this real closeted jackass named Peter LaBarbera. Well, this anti-gay hate group has lost its IRS tax exempt status. How wonderful is that? The actual reason is because they failed to report failed to submit the appropriate forms to keep this tax exemption going. And, well, fuck that then, the IRS says. No longer. Wayne Bazin of Truth Wins Out. You may know of Truth Wins Out. They're the group that just this last month sent a young man into Marcus Bachman's clinic up in Minnesota for some gay reparative therapy. Well, Wayne says about this closet queen who heads the Americans for Truth about homosexuality, Porno Pete LaBarbera I'm reading this now, is the voyeuristic anti-gay activist who clownishly videotapes gay leather events and bathhouses year after year as part of his hands-on research. His ostensible goal is to expose the real gay agenda, although his bizarre obsession with entering this arena reveals more about his own sexual repression than it does about the LGBT community. Wayne says he means, what kind of straight dude needs to repeatedly take the same photos year after year? Memo to Porno Pete. Assless chaps look the same in 1993 as they do in 2000. Well, this is 2009. So there's really no excuse why you return to these events so often unless you are deriving some form of titillating pleasure from the manufactured situation. Repressed closet queen. That can be so dangerous. Look at Marcus Bachman right there. You know, Porno Pete. It's just like, my God. So as I said, it's August 1st, 2011. And you know what? That's a big birthday for some institution here in media. Not here in media, but big. It is the 30th birthday of MTV. Now, me personally, I've known it's always been there, and on occasion I enjoy something on that, but it's not something I have regularly watched or viewed. But I had to note that at election time they're very good trying to educate people. They have candidate forums and things for the young people to participate in and to learn from. They've done a lot over the years. I'll have to respect. So I was going across, actually I was looking at gay commercials, and here's one that was from some part of MTV, and I thought you might enjoy seeing it. Short, sweet, beautiful. Two butch guys building a skateboard ramp, and proud of the fact that they've done it, and celebrate with a kiss. So while I was looking at gay commercials, this one popped up for Renault automobiles. I don't know, I just think that's so cute. I like it a lot. Speaking of what I like a lot, consider this. Beautiful eyes, perfect amount of chest hair. Could someone please send him to me? Now, having said that, I think that's all I'm going to say.